The warmest of welcomes to eRacing GP Global Edition, round 5 of 6 coming your way, the final of the gold class competitors. And what a competition that we've had so far. Some star names: Mohammed Nakib, Alif Hamilton and Dika Rama, all really impressing throughout this season. It's the brainchild of Alex Young, who's opposite me in the screen here. Alex, I think this has probably gone beyond your hopes. The quality of competitor that we've had over the first 4 rounds, and we're going into rounds 5 and 6 not really knowing where the title is going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, in all our different classes, it's been very close, and it's just been going like this. You know, the standard has been very good. And like I said, coming to this championship, coming to this round, we had 3 drivers all within 15 points of each other, with so many points still left on offer. So it's getting very exciting indeed.
It's season 2 of the eRacing GP. The defending champion is a young fella called Mohammed Alif. He adds Hamilton onto his nickname, and we call him Alif Hamilton because he is that good. He was involved in Group A qualifiers that took place yesterday. There's a Group A and there's a Group B. The top 12 from each qualify into the grand final, which is coming up now. Let's have a look at the best of the highlights from yesterday's 2 Group A races. Kalen Chin is the man on pole. You can see him. It's the unusual right-hand corner right at the very start. Ayman Haziq in the dark to his left-hand side, and Kalen Chin has smoothly got away. Andy Karama, good news for the Indonesian. He's got away smoothly as well and is actually trying to get into P2. Under pressure from Dylan Tan. Dylan Tan has pushed Andy Karama off the circuit. At the front though, Ayman Haziq, we've rather forgotten about this because there's plenty going on behind, but Ayman Haziq has got himself a half-second lead over Alif Hamilton. Inigo Anton currently in P3.
Okay, so it's good. It's a battle between these two, but look at that. Anton is actually closing the gap to these top 2, and he's dragging Dylan Tan with him. But yes, Ayman Haziq, good job staying out in front, but you just feel that Alif is just biding his time. But if Ayman looks like he's settled down now, you know, lap 2 and 3, I was very worried that he might start making mistake upon mistake and then dropping back, but he looks to be settled now. I mean, Alif is right there, of course, but it's the DRS which is allowing him. You can see the rear wings tilting back now, so that was right. Now he has one more DRS to use for this lap. He'll use it now, and then he'll start the next lap with DRS again. So this is perfect for him. He's going to overtake, and he'll have this DRS, and he'll be able to use it for 3 times on this next lap. That should be enough to pull out the gap, and it might be just right for him because Anton here, he's going to be all over the back of Alif, and maybe Alif will get overtaken by the Filipino. Very clever usage. He saved the DRS for the end of the lap, and look at that, he's over a second on Alif Hamilton. Alif will not have DRS, and that's allowed Inigo Anton to go through. It has played out perfectly. Half a lap ago I was thinking maybe it hasn't played out perfectly for Ayman, but now it's switched around again, and look at that, he's got the gap to second place. Inigo Anton from Philippines, and championship leader from Singapore, Alif Hamilton, is all over the back of Anton now.
Ayman Haziq, a podium in the final last time out in round 4 here at Imola in round 5. He looked like he'd gone early. Both Alex and I thought it may be gone a lap early. In the end, he has judged it to absolute perfection. It's not exactly a lap of honour, but it's a lap that he's always been a second clear of Inigo Anton. Never been able to draw closer Inigo Anton, and the victory belongs to Ayman Haziq ahead of Inigo Anton. Alif Hamilton 3rd, Luis Moreno 4th, Andy Karama 5, Kalen Chin limps home in 6th ahead of Ramadan Indro. On this 20-minute race, Yevon David, delighted to say, has got himself on the start-finish line, but a disastrous start for Ayman Haziq and also for Andy Karama. Andika involved in real problems. He is almost off the circuit with Bani Ismiaso. Dylan Tan, no responsibility for him, but my word, Yevon David was just left on his own at the front.
Wow, championship rival Andika, just what happened there? Oh no, again! My heart goes out to him. There's nothing he could have done about that. That was not his fault. Someone spun into him.
Okay, let's go back up to the front. Luis Moreno has gone right onto the tail of Dylan Tan and Sohail Shah. Luis Moreno tries to look on the inside. He pulls out just before the chicane. Dylan Tan lost P1 to Sohail Shah. So
Dylan, though, he's got a good exit. He's using DRS, the last DRS of the lap. But these drivers now, Kalen Chin, he's going to come up into second position. They all have DRS behind him as well as they come and start another lap.
But Dylan Tan has got over a second clear of Moreno, you know. I think he may well have taken a real big moment there, Dylan Tan. Moreno currently holding on to P2. Alif Hamilton has, as you suggested, Alex, pulled the gap a bit closer, but it's still 1.4 seconds as they come through the chicane. Dylan Tan is doing a terrific job in the lead.
Dylan, before the start-finish line, he doesn't want to do that, so now he puts a DRS. He doesn't want to do it too early, because he'll overtake before the start-finish line. They cross the start-finish line now, and this is when Alif takes the lead. He'll take the lead now, and he now has 3 DRSs for the rest of this lap. So does Kalen. Kalen has to follow him through, and he does. So now Kalen is through to second position. They're both past Dylan Tan in the blue Mercedes. Because if he's got to be very careful here. I wouldn't use the DRS just yet, mate. I'd wait a while. Because look at this. He's going to cross the line in front of Lewis. If I was Alif, I'd back off even. Let him cross the line. He did. Alif backed off. He backed off just for the line. So Kalen will not have DRS. But Alif Hamilton does. So Kalen just is using his last DRS from the lap before, but he won't have it. Look at him, he's smiling in the picture. He knows what Alif's done. Look at Alif's not even using the DRS at this point. He knows he's close enough. He doesn't want to be too close. Kalen has a moment into the penultimate corner. Is he going to go? He's just going to go, isn't he? But it's such a difficult decision. Now Alif uses his DRS. He's just the right distance. He shouldn't catch him before the line. But what does Kalen do? Is Kalen going to let him by? No, he's going to hold it. That's it. Alif has got the win for sure.
Tried to slow down, tried to double bluff, triple bluff, quadruple bluff Alif Hamilton, but Alif, who was bluffed in race number 1, certainly got his thinking cap perfectly in race number 2. Add that to consummate skill, great pace as he implements the DRS just to make sure that there's no late surprise. Alif Hamilton takes the victory and the 15 available points plus the fastest lap. Kalen Chin, a very credible second. Ayman Hazik, back-to-back podiums for the Malaysian. So at the end of 2 really, really good races, Ayman Hazik recording his first victory of the season in race number 1, but Alif Hamilton in the yellow BMW is always there and thereabouts. Brilliant racecraft to get the better of Kalen Chin. These are the points accumulated in the 2 races yesterday. The number of points you accumulate helps your grid position for the final, which is starting in just a few minutes' time. So that is the Group A Round 5 early results. What we do, it's 2 groups that we have, and there's 2 races, a lead grid and a reverse grid. So Alif Hamilton had laid down the gauntlet, Alex Young, but Mohammed Nakib in the other group, he proved that he's got an awful lot to offer as well. Jason Tay will be on pole position. He gets off to a good start, Jason Tay, or does he? No, on the inside, Ayman Hakim, he's back down into P13. All on his own at the moment, though, is Nakib. And Ayman Hakim has been able to pull a big lead off Jason Tay, Alex.
But Nakib, look at that. Ayman Hakim's now within 7/10 of Nakib. Where did that time come from? That's why. Nakib's running out of tyres. He's looking how much sideways he got out of Tosa there. He lost so much grip. Well, we'll soon find out. Let's see what Hakim does. He's in second position right now, shadowing the blue car. Look at that. Yeah, he puts on the DRS on, so he's going to go now. He's going to go now and try and break the gap and hold it over the last line. So, okay, Nakib's got to tuck back up into the slipstream and try not to lose any space here. But Hakim, okay, he's going to go. He's going to be the rabbit. 2 more laps to go. He's going to have to be perfect over this next lap. Nakib gets sideways again. He's made another mistake. Whoa, Nakib. 4/10, 5/10. Ayman's almost there. He just got to get her over a second. And that's it. The race win is his. So this is where it comes. Nakib had a very good middle sector there, so he's able not to limit the loss. But this is where Hakim uses the DRS. Look at that. He's got the DRS open now, so he's pulling out 6/10, 7/10. Now, as they break for this double left-hander here. 2 more corners to go. Who can be more perfect? Ayman's made a mistake. Oh, wow. Has that just cost him the race win?
Wow.
Okay, Nakib, see, he's not using the DRS. He's being smart. He's holding, because he has no DRS, sorry. So this is where it's got to happen now. So Akim's got DRS, but as they cross the line, now Nakib's got DRS. One more lap to go. That mistake, though, on the penultimate corner, that could cost Ayman Hakim the race win. Because now Ayman in the lead has no more DRS, but Nakib has 3 DRSs to be used. He's got to be right on the back of him to cross the line before the start-finish straight. So he's got to be, who's going to get these next 2 corners the most perfect? That is the big question, Des.
Well, Ayman has held on so far. Nakib, we're coming right towards the end. Nakib puts the DRS on. Nakib sprints for the line. Is he going to get there? Defending from Ayman. Nakib takes it literally on the line. What a magnificent victory from Nakib Aslan. You could not have timed it better, Alex Young. Nicholas Stephen and Mohammed Khalif and Darren Evan will be on the front row of the grid. Darren Evan in the Red Bull car. He was kicked out of race number 1. He's off to a ponderous start in race number 2. Very quickly was Brody Steen. Brody Steen comes through on the outside, makes a 1, 2, 3 place, all very physical in there amongst the starters. Ayman Hakim's got off to a good start. Nakib staying out of trouble, but Nicholas Stephen it is, Alex Young, who leads from Mark Valter-Elman and Sutin Shu.
He'll be looking to use DRS across the start-finish line. Oh, look at that. Elman, though, looks to the inside. That's a really tough place to overtake. You can go down the inside of someone there. Tubagos, though, just holds him off.
Tubagos Farhan, he's now trying to get a little bit of a move on Nicholas Stephen. Tubagos goes through the inside. Tubagos Farhan Naufal is the new race leader, but pushes it wide, and Mark Valter-Elman is trying to pick up that individual slot. Nakib, Alex, P3, look at him in the middle of that group, will be competing for P1.
Wow, Elman got past inside Tubagos, and they came and they had it coming together and just ruined their exit. And look at that! Nakib is now leading.
Well, he's established a 1 second lead. Tubagos, we know, is quick, so don't write him off completely. But Tubagos has got Mark Valter-Elman and the always quick Brody Steen and Jason Tay for company. We'll have DRS on Brody Steen, and Tubagos will come under pressure from Steen, who goes into P2, and Jason Tay will be dragged along with him into P4.
Yeah, Tubagos shouldn't fight him. He should just follow him through. Oh, but now he's getting into a scrap with Jason Tay. Okay, just...
Jason Tay's got himself into P2. Now, Jason Tay, Alex, is quick enough to maybe challenge Nakib if he can have a couple of exquisite laps.
He's got a long way to go, so, well, not a long way to go, 5 minutes to go, but this is a long way from being over. And both of them, they're just edging a little bit closer to Brody Steen at this point. So Sue will be using the DRS. Oh, but he spins out. Oh.
We're on the battle for P3. Brody Steen in the white and blue under real pressure from Tubagos, the Indonesian chasing the Australian. Ayman Hakim, as you quite rightly pointed out, in the pink, not too far behind them. Mark Valter-Elman also there, and looking on the inside is Tubagos, and Tubagos overtakes Brody Steen for P3. Mohammed Nakib makes it a win double for Malaysia and really boosts his overall championship chances. He takes the victory. Jason Tay comes in 9.5 seconds down for P2. Brody Steen's got himself back ahead of Tubagos for P3. Brody Steen in 3, Tubagos 4. Ayman Hakim tries to make a late move for P5, but that's how it's going to finish. Mark Valter-Elman for Philippines in 6. Leveke, Melvin Moe, Khalif and Darren Evan complete the top 10. So a brilliant performance from Nakib Aslan, a double victory, 47 points is near perfect. Jason Tay from Singapore and Tadashi, new names on the leaderboard, but Nakib puts himself in a great position to really challenge Alif Hamilton for the overall title. Okay, so the drivers are in the grid. The starting positions are based upon the points they saw yesterday. Let's have a look at the grid that we've got for you as Tadashi it'll be on pole position, Nakib Aslan, front row, Ayman Hazik, who really has improved. There's a weight on that, Nakib Aslan. If you do well, Alex, you penalise them.
That's right. So everyone has success ballast from the top 10 have success ballast from the round before. They don't carry it over, but so Nakib had a really good round in round 4, so he has 15 kilos. Alif was second in that round, so he has 12. And of course, Andika Rama, he has 10 kilos because he was third in round 4. But look at that, he's all the way down in 12 for Des.
Indeed, he had a nightmare yesterday, crashed out of both races, and that really affects his championship challenge. Okay, live pictures of the circuit here. We're at the Imola circuit. We're just coming towards the end of practice. I think we've probably just got enough time to squeeze in a flying lap that was recorded for us by Jason Tay, just to take you around this iconic circuit. Here's a flying lap. Nope.
No, I don't think so, mate. We only got 30 seconds left. It'd be a bit tough. So I think we'll have to forego the flying lap. But you can see this track's very exciting. We're in the middle sector right now with Ayman Hakim, who finished second earlier on.
So Tadashi, he's one of the guys who you've been saying, along with Ayman Hazik, have really got an opportunity to make a difference in the championship. They could get between Nakib and they could get in between Alif Hamilton as well. And they're coming into form. And you have been saying this for a long time, that they're good enough to be winning races.
Yeah, that's right. And Ayman Hazik proved that yesterday. Ayman Hakim almost did it as well. But let's not forget Josh Pern. Josh Pern is very quick as well. He had a poor day. What the drivers are doing right now is they're just getting ready for the race. They're practicing going into the pit lane, going out of the pit lane, because of course there is one pit stop required in this race, and they do need to take it because they will get punctures. Yeah. We saw Kalen Chin in round 4. He got a puncture because he pitted too early, and that meant that second set of tyres was running on too long, and he pitted on the very punctured on the very last lap.
It's a 40-minute race that we've got for you, and with the pit strategy in there as well, things can change dramatically. We have seen races that seem to be won at the halfway stage change on the pits, and particularly if even Alif Hamilton gets a bit of tyre wear going there as he comes round one of the famous curves at Imola. Right, we're all just about set, Alex.
Yeah, so practice is done. They're ready. Now we've seen the grid. The grid has been set from the results of yesterday's group stages. Wow, look at the dark clouds there. Looks like rain maybe on the way. But yeah, so Nakib, he's got a real good chance here to try and get into the championship lead. He's currently third in the championship. When you consider drop points, he's only 16 points down. So he's not far away from the leaders at the moment.
Alex Young and Des Corkill in the commentary positions for eRacing GP Gold Final, round 5 of 6. Ayman Hazik and Mohammed Nakib are on the front row of the grid. When the red lights go out, we will be underway. 40 minutes of racing coming your way. Nakib gets off to a steady start. He takes Ayman Hazik along with him. Alif Hamilton drops in very nicely alongside Jason Tay and Kalen Chin into P5. We're on board there with Kalen Chin. He's got Tadashi and Inigo Anton alongside, and also Andika Rama, who I'm delighted to say, and I'm sure he's relieved, has got off to a good start. Alif Hamilton, though, let's go on board with Alif. We've got 3 onboard cameras here, and that's the perfect steady start for Alif. You just need to keep Nakib in his sights, Alex Young.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really long race, so you don't want to lose it on the first lap, on the first corner. So everyone very steady through there. The tactics are going to come into play as once DRS is activated after the second lap.
It is Nakib who leads the way. He got off to a steady start. We had some real carnage on the first corner in the qualifying races yesterday. No carnage here. So what will Nakib's tactics be, Alex? He's gone out very quickly. He's got a half-second lead. He blew the field away in race 2 yesterday. Surely he can't do that in a final.
Well, it's a $1 million question, isn't it? I mean, he's going to be pushing very hard, obviously, on this first lap. But, if you know you're not going to be out of DRS range, do you want to push so hard in the first few laps? Because tyre wear will be an issue. They will want to make sure they get to at least half distance before they pit. Otherwise, you do run the risk of penalties in the closing stages of the race.
We'll just cut away from Nakib at the moment. Andika Rama had a nightmare time yesterday. He's not finding it an awful lot easier today. We've got an onboard camera, I believe, for Andika Rama. We might just see how he lost P8 onto P9. But he's trailing Inigo Anton. He's got Brody Steen, Troy Amon and Tubagas Farhan all very close to him. And this little group are losing a little bit of ground on the leading 6, Alex Young. What's going wrong with Andika?
Andika just tags Moreno there, but he needed to get by because you're right, they are losing in touch with the opening 6 cars. And Andika, if he wants to get the points, if he wants to get back into the championship hunt, he needs to try and win this race. Top
right hand side of your screen, you're seeing a little grimace there from Andika Rama. He's normally a happy, smiley chappy. There's the tagging, but he gets past. And it does look like he's living a little bit on his nerves there, Alex Young.
Yeah, it does look a bit stressed there on the right. Yeah, that tag, Moreno might ask the stewards to have a look at it to see if it was legal or not. But yeah, he's got to forget about it now and just focus on what's ahead of him.
Up at the front, what is ahead of him is Mohammed Nakib has got off to a really good start. And Ayman Haziq has also carried on his excellent work from yesterday. But Alif Hamilton is just sitting in very tightly. It's 10 points, I believe, when you drop the points from around difference between Alif Hamilton and Nakib. So if Nakib wins, Hamilton goes 3rd place. If it finishes like that, then it'll be just a single point difference going into the final weekend of the season.
Yeah, so that's going to be very close indeed. Ayman Haziq is just outside of DRS range. Wow, so if Nakib can just keep doing what he's doing now and hope that Alif and Ayman right behind him start fighting, then maybe he might be able to keep this gap and keep out of DRS range.
But it was it outside the 1 second? We'll find. Let's just have a look at Ayman Haziq.
No, he's got a good exit out of the last corner. Finished the DRS from that last lap, and that's allowed him to be close. Look, Alif's right there as well. It's very interesting. Just to explain to the viewers back home, DRS stands for drag reduction system. And what that means is if you're within a second of the car in front, you get to use the drag reduction system 3 times a lap. And what that does is it tilts the rear wing back. As you can see, Ayman's rear wing tilts back and it sheds downforce, it sheds drag, and allows you to close in on the car in front.
Let's have a look at the tail end of this leading group of 6. Caelan Chin, the young Australian, got an onboard camera with him as well. He performed very well yesterday, only to lose on the last lap when Alif implemented DRS absolutely perfectly. Caelan is one of the many young racers, but he's putting pressure there on Tadashi and Jason Tay and Alif in front of them. This is a very fast train of 6.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about the MCO. There's a whole wave of karters, in the cadet and junior class who have just taken to sim racing, and they're just showing how quick they are. They're racing with some real seasoned pros and showing that they can make the transition from the real world to the virtual world.
One of the things we do like on eRacing GP is the variety of nations are represented. Let's just go through. Inigo Anton is the best of the Filipinos, but he's 3 seconds down. Normally you have Andika Rama in the leading group, but Indonesia's top man is working hard to get into the top 7. Brody Steen from Australia is down in P11. Arjun Maini, India's representative, makes a move past Patrick Aveke from Thailand. We are really well represented from around the region, but Josh Perwin, who was 3rd going into this weekend, Alex, well, he's up to 18th here, but he's having a mare of a weekend.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the round he wants to drop for points dropped. He's obviously had a bad first lap. Didn't qualify so well because he didn't have very good group races yesterday. But yeah, the guys at the front though, they're so quick. There's a real chain of them. Nakib's just dragging a chain of them all the way out of reach of Andika Rama and Caelan Chin.
Just going off finish around the world, Taiwan's representative, Sutin Su, is actually a long way down. He's 22nd, so he's clearly had a problem. But it's very much an international field. 6 minutes have been raced, 34 to go. Nakib has been leading from the very, very start. He was on pole. That's the train he's got behind him, and that's the train he's dragging along.
Yeah, so just sitting pretty there. Haziq sitting pretty. I think Alif is not worried at all. He knows as long as they stay within DRS range, it's all to play for. I just hope. It really looks like they keep pushing very hard. I hope he has some tyres left before the pit stop. Otherwise, the other guys will just easily breeze by.
Well, you look at the difference. Poor old Inigo Anton, he's driving pretty well, but he is leading the next little group, but they are 4.8 seconds down. Luis Moreno, Andika Rama, Troy Iman, all in that group. Haziq has taken the lead. Implemented DRS. Nakib lost it, and Haziq has decided to make an early move. Too early, Alex?
No, I don't think it's too early. We can watch that move now from Alice Hamilton's point of view. You can see him. He's watching the cars, the replays on the right-hand side. And Haziq, that's with the DRS, just drags around the outside of Nakib. Easy as pie. Alif has to think about it as well, but not far enough alongside.
Alif Hamilton, the championship leader, but certainly not guaranteed victory. Even if he wins here, it could go down to the last weekend. Little bit of a nudge there on the back of Nakib. So Alif is just saying to his young Malaysian counterpart, hey, listen, fella, I'm here. I'm right in your windscreen.
Yeah, very Schumacher-esque there, really. Just trying to put some pressure on his championship rival. We can watch that replay. I want to see Alif's face when he tags Nakib, because I don't think it was intentional. Or maybe it was. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. Yeah, he did. It wasn't intentional. Just got a little bit too close. But for now, the championship rivals survive another lap.
There was almost an oops there from Alif Hamilton, wasn't there? Ayman Haziq, though, is leading the way. He's carried on his excellent form. Jason Tay is another young Singaporean who we know has got real pace. Doesn't quite have the results to back it up, though. Ayman Hakim Tadashi drops down a position. Kalen Chin utilises DRS. Kalen Chin gets himself up into P5 and is within sight of Jason Tay.
Yeah, so it's really, really close right now. I mean, these guys are so many good drivers here. Ayman Haziq won his first race. So they got Alif now up to second place ahead of Nakib. Fourth place, Jason Tay, who had that excellent pole position yesterday. But you're right, he hasn't been able to quite be consistent enough to pull off his first final win. And then right behind them in 5th and 6th, Kalen Chin, Ayman Hakim.
Further behind, Luis Moreno has overtaken his Filipino compatriot Inigo Ant on the black of Luis Moreno, the best of the Philippines. He won the Philippines Championship that we had before Season 2 of eRacing Global Edition. Up the front, though, let's just follow those front six. That is Tadashi. I want to get on board with Alif Hamilton, though, because he's really pressurising Ayman Haziq. Might be making a move for the front here as they come round Acque Minerali.
Yeah, you know, Alif's a very cool customer. It's the reason why he's been out here as our first champion. He must be thinking, oh, he's had a small mistake, though. He's had to defend from Nakib into the chicane. But yeah, if Alif can get by Ayman very early in this next lap using the DRS, who knows? You might just see him try and stretch his legs a bit, see if he can pull a gap before the pit stops.
The DRS is really something that you thought long and hard about before you introduced it. Generally has worked, and the practitioners are now becoming expert of when to operate DRS to its maximum.
Yeah, so with DRS, with such a big strong effect from having the drag reduction system, you can see Kalen Chin's rear wing there. It makes the racing very different. You have to think about racecraft as Alif Hamilton goes by into the lead, and you have to think about peloton racing, almost like cycling. You don't want to lose the draft, you don't want to lose the slipstream, you don't want to lose the DRS, and you want to be very effective with how you use it. You almost don't want to lead on the last lap because you always run the risk of getting overtaken because the guy behind will have DRS.
Alif Hamilton is leading and he's trying to accelerate from Mohamed Nakib, but the young Malaysian, he reacted very quickly to the work as they go around Tosa. We are already on lap 7. This has just flown by. It's going to be a long race. There will be mistakes, Alex, and I suppose it's who makes fewest is likely to secure the victory.
That is very true. But you can see Alif, isn't he? He's not concerned about mistakes right now. He's pushing. Look at that gap, both of them. And Nakib's going with him. Alif is really trying to break the back here of the slipstream, trying to get the gap. Because if he can get that gap just for the pit stops, that could really suit him very well. Nakib knows this, though. That's why Nakib was so aggressive to try and overtake Ayman into turn 1, because he wants to go with Alif. These are the guys who have been leading the championship from day one. Alif's been leading from day one. Nakib's been there or thereabouts, and they are really, really pushing now.
Ayman Haziq can almost see them disappearing. It's just over a second. Ayman Haziq is in danger of missing out on DRS capabilities, which makes him a sitting duck for Kalen Chin behind him. Alif Hamilton sprints away. Ayman, it's 1.04 seconds. He might not be quite close enough.
No, he's not. Look, the rear wing's stationary. He doesn't have that DRS, so the gap is broken. He'll need to work with Kalen Chin behind him if they want to try and close the gap down to these two, this leading duo, because right now they are really pushing. They are trying to break the gap, and they have broken the gap. So the guys in third, fourth, and fifth, they're going to have to work together and use their DRS if they want to try and close back down into this fight for the lead.
We're on board with Alif Hamilton. He's looking cool, calm and collected, but he's got Nakib right on his shoulder. Nakib reacted ever so quickly. When Hamilton made his move, Nakib didn't wait. He just went with Hamilton because he knows he's got to stay close. And Nakib has got DRS. When will he use it in this lap? Or will he just bide his time?
I think he's going to use it just towards the end of the lap, and then he's going to push and try and do the exact thing Alif is trying to be doing these last two laps, which is to try and pull the gap and try and break the toe to the DRS.
So between 1 and 2 and 3, Ayman Hazik, it's nearly 2 seconds. Kalen Chin is in that little procession. He's trying to get closer to Ayman Hazik, and then he'll want to overtake Ayman, but he'll want to make sure that he's able to have DRS. Josh Perwin, drive through penalty, speeding. So for poor old Josh, this has been a lousy trip to Imola.
Yeah, poor Josh. I know he's been doing a lot of racing on iRacing lately. Maybe he hasn't been able to put in the same amount of practice he usually does on the race room platform, so he's really struggling. But back to the championship lead, or back to the fight for the lead in this race. Nakib uses the DRS and he drags by just at the right spot, and he will have DRS for the rest of this lap. So if he's perfect for this lap, who knows, maybe he can break. Oh, he's made a mistake though. That's not what he wanted to do. He's made a mistake. And he's ruined his chance of breaking away.
Wow, even the top boys make mistakes. We mentioned the mistakes might be crucial. And Alif, well, that's him losing the position. And then, hopefully, this replay will stay long enough and we can see how he wins it back as we focus on the left-hand screen on the live action. We're about 20 seconds behind the live action. And there is the Nakib error. And the Hamilton has the lead.
Yeah, so he had to take to the grass to overtake. Just having a look on the left, making sure Nakib's not there. And you can go around the outside of there, and that's what he does. So Alif Hamilton back in the lead, and we have 26 minutes to go. So 26 minutes to go. Pit stops will start to happen in about 5-6 minutes time. So drivers will also be thinking about that soon too.
If I tell you Kalen Chin's got himself up into P3 and Jason Tay has joined on with Ayman Hazik on the back of Tadashi and Kalen Chin. So these guys are racing and they've closed the gap on the front too, Alex. Yeah. Kalen, I think he's got DRS and he may well be able to get within a second of the front two.
And Ayman Hakim just runs a bit wide there. Yeah, so the Nakib squabbling and making that mistakes will also allow the guys from 3, 4, 5, and 6 to close the gap. But look at that, Kalen Chin has pulled a gap because Ayman Hakim has made a mistake.
So Kalen Chin, is he close enough? It's nip and tuck, it really is. But the DRS is in, so look at the relief on the young fella's face. Yeah, he's very happy to be in that front 3.
Yeah, he managed to close the gap, and we've missed it as well. Nakib overtook Alif. Let's see what he can do, what he wants to do, which he wasn't able to do the lap before where he made a mistake. Let's see if he can now be clean enough to pull a gap to the yellow car of Alif Hamilton.
I can tell you that we've got casualties. Patrick Levesque is out of the race. So we're down to 19 on the circuit at the moment. Luis Moreno in P7, best of the Philippines, but 5.5 seconds down. Ayman Hazik trying to compete with Jason Tay for P5. Kalen Chin, having got close, hasn't been able to get any closer though, Alex.
Yeah, you can see he's still got his work cut out for him. He's not smiling anymore, is he? He knows he still needs to find a bit more time if he wants to have DRS in the next lap.
As they go round Aqua Minerale, it's Mohammed Nakib from Malaysia who is leading. 24 minutes, we're on lap 10. Couple more laps and they must be thinking of pit stops, maybe even the next lap, Alex.
Yeah, I think not this lap, but the next lap will be a good lap for some of these front runners to try. Some might try a reverse strategy, but look, Nakib's using this DRS. It's the last one he has this lap. He won't have any more DRSs for the next lap, but the cars behind him, Alif Hamilton and Kalen Chin will have DRS.
He's got a little bit of a lead. Let's just look back to Andika Rama, see how Andika is doing. He's in 9th place at the moment. I think this is the weekend that his championship challenge evaporates, barring something exceptional happening further ahead of him. Inigo Anton has overtaken Luis Moreno, so they are a little bit further down. Arjun Maini is also making progress. Oh, he was. Arjun Maini, is he in the pits?
Yeah, he's doing a pit stop. There he is.
Early pit stop.
One of the early pit stops. So Perwin also pit earlier. That's why he's got to drive through speeding the pit lane. But Arjamani now leaves at the track, the pit lane.
Okay, so an early change by the Indian Arjun Maini. Nakib, his lead, 0.7 of a second. Kalen Chin desperately trying to hang on to the back of Nakib in the blue and Hamilton in the yellow. Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, 1, 2, 3. Tadashi, the Japanese-based Malaysian, in 4. The Singaporean Jason Tay 5. Ayman Haziq in 6. Now it's when it gets tactical. Nakib, has he got enough of a lead? Is this where he goes in for the pits?
That's a $1 million question. It might be a touch early. I think he might actually think about coming to the pits right now, because if he doesn't have the pits, if he doesn't go to the pit lane now, I'll leave Hamilton to get a big DRS for the next lap anyway and overtake him. Does he go to the pits? No, he stays out. 4 tenths up. Is that enough to hold the lead for one more lap? That is the big question. I don't think it is. Alif Hamilton's just going to stream on by into turn 1 and takes the lead. The Singaporean back into the lead.
Now then, that could be a crucial moment. Alif Hamilton, focused and concentrated, needs a perfect lap here. Look on the right hand screen of the two there and you'll see just how he floats past her. When he realises Nakib isn't going to make the pit, Alif, there's a little smile creasing those lips, because he knows that he has got Nakib for dinner.
Yeah, I think Alif might have known that that was the time for Nakib to go in. I think Nakib's made a mistake. He's going to lose a lot of time now this lap. He's trying his best though. He's trying to hang on to the back of the yellow car of Alif Hamilton. And if he can stay on, then it won't be too bad. But if Alif pulls out a second and then comes into the pit and is able to come back out with that second gap, wow, that's going to be really looking good for Alif Hamilton.
Kalen Ching grimly hanging on into P3 position. He got close. Tadashi, Haziq and Jason Tay are close by in P4 and 5. But now then, let's just follow Alif Hamilton. He's 6 tenths of a second in the lead, Alex, and the DRS is then deployed. Will it be a significant moment in the race?
This is going to be a significant moment for sure. He's got 8 tenths gap on Nakib, and this is the time to come and pit. Mark Voltaire on the right there, he's got a pit lane speeding penalty. For Hamilton, this would be the perfect time to pit, I feel. And he thinks about it, but decides to stay out for one more lap.
Wow, a little dummy soul. Now, Nakib, 8 tenths of a second behind, just inside DRS. So Nakib may well have an advantage.
Yeah, okay, so I would have definitely pitted then if I was Alif Hamilton. Okay, with Nakib, we talked about it doing the lap before. Maybe I would have done it as well. But Hamilton there with half distance done, a good lead, I would have pitted then. But, I mean, here's a reason he's a champion. He's for sure knows something that I'm not picking up on. And look at that. He's actually able to extend that gap. 1.1 seconds. He's had a fantastic first sector.
So Nakib has got it all to do as they come round Tosa, onto the sharp left of Piratella, then into the fast-pacey Aqua Minerale. And you're quite right. What he's done, he's increased that lead. Nakib just hasn't been able to close the gap on Alif Hamilton. And that could be the significant moment. What looked like a mistake may well be the perfect manoeuvre from Alif Hamilton.
Yeah, look, Nakib's really pushing though. Whoa, he was really taking big risks through the Aqua Minerale there. Now, braking 1 second, he's pulled back the gap a little bit, and he will have DRS for this straight here, which he will use. And look at the rear wing there, it's tilted backwards. He's trying to reduce the drag, and he's just pulling up to the back of Alif Hamilton within a second now. Now, through this left-handed double left. Whoa, what happens now? You know, Alif's got a big gap. He might decide to stay out another lap then. If he can... Oh no, they both decide to pit, strangely enough.
So then, Tadashi comes in as well. Kalen Chin stays out, and Kalen Chin goes into the lead. Big gamble by the young fella. So they've all gone beyond halfway. All the leading drivers have gone beyond halfway, Alex, on the first set of tyres that they've got. How big a gamble is this from Kalen?
Oh, it's, I don't know. It could be a really big gamble. As we follow Kalen right now, so I think it was Inigo Anton or someone come out of the pits just behind him. So Inigo's done a good job of making some time as well. Let's watch the replay now of Alif Hamilton in the pits. You can see him. There he is, changing tyres. Nakib's there as well. There he is, out of the pit stop. 5.3 seconds for the pit stop. I believe that's all 4 tyres changed. And look, Nakib's gone with him. So the yellow and the blue car go in, and they're back out in the track, nose to tail.
And the difference between them is exactly as it was when they went in as well. So nothing changes, and Alif hasn't been able to capitalise. Kalen Chin is the one who's taken the real gamble as Choi Iman gets a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Mark Voltaire Elman got one a little bit earlier. Now then, Kalen, what kind of a lap is he able to put in? His last lap was a 1:38.5. He needs to be a little bit quicker than that. He needs to be in the 1:37s at least on this single out lap of his own.
Yeah, so looking at will he pit now? I think he must, really. Otherwise, if he pits too late, then he's going to be in trouble with trying to hold on to the train in front. And looks like he's going to be changing front and rear tyres. So that's good. DTM cars are really hard on tyres, so you need to change both axles.
So Kalen Chin, let's just see where he is as he's into the pit lane. He can just take a rest and a little bit of liquid on board. So Kalen Chin was the race leader. He was 3rd place when Nakib and Alif did it. Let's see where Alif is. Well, they come past. It's going to be Alif and Nakib, who I think have extended their lead over Kalen Chin. Alif Hamilton leads, but look at this. Nakib has got DRS, and oh, there's a little bit of a back marker there, and Nakib had to back off on the move.
Wow, that was interesting there indeed. So he'll just stay there for another lap at least. What is going to happen with these two? This cat and mouse time, because it's still 16 minutes to go. But look, he's broken the gap now. It's a big gap to the guys in 3rd, 4th and 5th position. So, what happens now, Des?
Well, Kalen Chin, little gamble didn't work. He's come out actually behind Jason Tay, just in front of Ayman Hazik, but he's come out in P5, so it didn't quite work. So Nakib is still putting real pressure on Alif Hamilton at the front. What a duel these two have given us, not only this race, Alex, but throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I remember the edition 1 of the Global Edition. Such great scraps between the two. I love that we're getting the two best drivers at the moment, or at this time, scrapping it out for the lead with only a few laps to go and then only one more round to go. We're really at the exciting end of the championship.
Still 15 minutes to race. Alif Hamilton still looks cool, calm and collected. The nice yellow calming colour in his sim at his home in Singapore. Nakib, we don't have an onboard with him, but Nakib, well, now he had the DRS advantage, but I don't think he's really going to use it, or is he going to accelerate yet? He may well accelerate over the start-finish line to take the lead.
Yeah, I think this is he's going to try and be the hare for a while. I think he's going to try and take the lead, and he's going to try and pump in a couple very quick laps, quickest laps he can manage, and see if he can break the toe to Alif Hamilton.
He's just put in a 1:37.4. Alif was a 1:37.4 as well. So very close. Kalen Chin's got himself ahead of Ayman Hazik up into P4, so it's still a decent race from Kalen. He's got Tadashi ahead of him. Now Tadashi must have done a fantastic pit stop.
Yeah, Tadashi must have had an excellent outlap and just used it to great advantage, because he's broken the gap to the guys in behind. And remember, Kalen was not far from the front two guys before, and he's really lost a lot of time by staying out late.
Back up to the front. Nakib has to worry about Alif Hamilton. Not overly concerned, but he's certainly very aware that if he looks in his back mirror, there's that ugly Dutch Post Bosch yellow vehicle in his windscreen. The Mercedes of Alif Hamilton. It'll be in drivers' nightmares, I think, at the end of this eRacing GP season.
Yeah, look at him. He's not losing time to Alif, though. I would have expected Alif to have put out a bigger gap now, because if he is going to be the hare and not the tortoise, he needs a bigger gap going across the start-finish line, and he hasn't really got it at the moment. It's a high-speed game of chess. This really is. I don't know if you want to lead on the last lap, or maybe not even the lap before the last lap. So it's a big question mark about who's going to come out on top between these two cars, the blue and the yellow car.
Alif Hamilton was able to stay close enough, so he this time is the guy who will benefit from DRS. And as you can say, you can't just sit on the shoulder now. The time is running through, 13 minutes to go. Amazingly, we've had 27. We're 2/3 of the way through this race. Back marker may well begin to complicate things. It's Mark Voltaire Elman, I think, who is in the shell car just ahead of Nakib and Alif. So, will the back marker be a destroyer? Well, Nakib makes a short work of him, and so does Alif Hamilton, so no.
Yeah, good job there, Mark. Just keeping out of the way of the faster guys. Don't want to try and upset this fight for the lead. It's really coming down to the pointy end of the year of the season. So you would hate to be the car that destroyed a championship for someone because you're a bit careless.
Tadashi, Kalen Chin, Ayman Hazik and Jason Tay in a 4-car race for P4. Luis Moreno is in P7 at the moment. He's 9 seconds down. Andy Karama, well, he's trying to get close. Andy Karama. Was that a back marker he's with? I think it's a back marker he's about to overtake.
Yeah, it's a back marker trying to get by on someone. Yeah, he's just not had the pace I expected him to have. Maybe he's still recovering from the disappointment of yesterday. And he's still down in 8th position.
We've got an on board for him. He's not smiling, and Andika not smiling is a problem. Wei Seong is the guy who is just gone past. Wei Seong currently in 18th place, has had a difficult old time. So there is Andika Rama. Up at the front, Alif Hamilton has retaken the lead. How many lead changes that we've had between these two? I think it's at least 6.
Yeah, at least, maybe more. But Alif looking a little bit more in control at this point in the race. I think he actually is a slight bit faster than Nakib, unless of course Nakib's hiding his true pace. Maybe Nakib's hiding his pace, but at the moment Alif is looking in control.
Remember, Nakib won with 100 meters to go in yesterday's race number 1, so he is certainly a master of DRS. He knows when to utilize it and how to use it to its absolute best. But now Alif Hamilton is sprinting away. Alex, a 1 second differential as they go through Aqua Minerale once again.
Yeah, but then Nakib had excellent Aqua Minerale, pulled back 2/10, he's back within a second. But Nakib knows he can't afford to let this gap go, because Alif will have the DRS as through this bit here. And you know what? Alif is going to break it. He's going to break the gap. He's going to break the toe.
They come around Rivazza, the 2 left-hand corners. Alif, the lead is over a second. 1.1 second. Alif Hamilton might have been able to break it with 10 minutes to go. Alif Hamilton has got a lead of over a second. Nakib is too far behind. This could be the big moment for Alif Hamilton, both today and in the championship.
And look at that, Nakib's got some back markers now as well. You're absolutely right. This could be the thing that makes the championship. 1.8 seconds, 1.6 seconds now. Wow, Alif has done a great job there. He's really put himself in pole position to win this race now.
Right, Kalen Chin in the meantime is battling for P3 alongside Tadashi. We're on board with Kalen. Tadashi, very good as they go behind Tubagas Farhan. Tubagas won't like being lapped. Nobody likes being lapped, but good discipline from all the racers out there so far. They know the championships are on the line, so Tubagas is just letting Jason Tay and Ayman Hazik and Luis Moreno go through as well. Kalen Chin, having taken the gamble to stay out, it didn't really work. He lost the place. Now he's working hard to get back into P3.
Yeah, he really did look quite good earlier on, but I think he might have, I agree, I think he pitted just a lap too late. I think everyone actually pitted a lap too late, but if Kalen maybe 2 laps too late. But you know, he's still not out of this fight for third, although I think the fight for the win has definitely gone past him.
So the fight for the win at the moment is looking very, very much like a Singaporean victory, and another huge stride towards the overall title for Alif Hamilton. from Singapore. He's got that lead up to 1.4 seconds as they start lap 19. Alif Hamilton with 8.5 minutes to go. Sorry, on to lap 20. Nakib trying desperately to close that gap. Just cannot do it. He needs a mistake. In the meantime, Kalen Chin into P3.
Managed to make the move quite easy in the end. Uses the DRS. Look, he's smiling again. To see if he can try and make some headway into the gap between the first two.
There have been some casualties. Arjun Maney, I'm afraid, is out of the race, as is Josh Perwin, as is Troy Iman. 4 casualties so far. Dylan Tan is currently in P10. That's Brody Steen trying to put some pressure on the quick young Singaporean. Ryan Keith, another Singaporean, is under pressure from Tubagus Farham in P11. Wei Seong, who we sometimes have an onboard camera, is struggling. They are the also rans at the moment, because Alif Hamilton is still trying to push that, as again Aqua Minerale he treated beautifully. Such a quick corner, Alex.
Yeah, I love that corner. Whoa, but I'll tell you what, Nakib's closed the gap a bit. It's 1.3 seconds now, whereas 1.5 seconds a lap ago. So he's not giving up, yeah? He's just hoping that he can get back within DRS range. 1.1 second now. Oh, 2 more tenths and he'll have DRS in the next lap. So it's not over. Alif has tried really hard to try and make this gap permanent. But Nakib is just not giving up, and he's just outside.
Just outside, and that is the brilliance of Alif Hamilton, I feel, Alex. He just accelerated away, just said, okay, I'll tease you just a little bit, my Malaysian friend, and then disappears into the sunset.
Yeah, this is a causeway battle, isn't it? Singapore versus Malaysia. Still, what's that, 7 minutes ago, just under 7 minutes to go. And Nakib there, 1.1 second. And then the fight for third and fourth position.
Kalen's lost his P3.
Yeah, Iman's back in front now. He's obviously used DRS to good effect there. Yeah, Kalen also looking in his rearview mirrors as well as he goes through these corners.
Should we have a quick check-in on Andika Rama? I think we ought to. Morally, he's had such a difficult weekend. Here he is in P8, trying to catch up on Luis Moreno, the quick Filipino. So Andika Rama, at the start of this weekend, as he came home from work on Friday night, he will have thought, yeah, I've got a chance of the championship. 2 disasters later, and now an 8th place in the final could well be the death knell for his title hopes.
Yeah, I think that's going to be too big a hurdle with only 1 round after this remaining for him to recover the gap that the points he's lost to these 2 drivers. But yeah, I really do feel for him. You know, he had 1 round earlier in the year. He got disconnected through no fault of his own, and then yesterday, both races, he got taken out through completely nothing he could have done about that. So he's just not had the rub of the green. Once
again, up at the front, Nakib can't get close enough to Alif Hamilton. And the gap has gone up by 2 tenths, 136.6 from Alif Hamilton. And Nakib, an invalid lap, no time recorded, because he's been pushing so much to try to stay close, Alex, that he must be going off the track too often.
Yeah, he's pushing really hard for sure. He's taking a lot of risks. He has to be careful he doesn't take too many risks and ends up off the track, because there will be some very fast drivers right behind him willing to take advantage of any mistakes. But right now it's all about Alif Hamilton, cool, calm and collected. Just no emotion on his face, and he's doing a really good job, and he's extending the gap now, 1.4 seconds.
Yeah, it has been as high as 1.8 at one stage, so there's no guarantee, but only 4.5 minutes to race. Alif could well have wrapped up the title, not mathematically, but certainly put himself in a brilliant position, because remember, even if he has a disastrous last round, he hasn't had a disastrous round so far, so he can afford to make mistakes on the next round.
That's very true. I mean, even if it finishes this way, Nakib would still have closed down the gap a bit to Alif, because he had a really good day yesterday. But you know, it's this sort of performance from Alif where it's kind of this, you know, it'll be very tough to take, because he's just seeing that yellow car show that if he wants to reach an extra level, he can.
Bad news for Philippines. Inigo Anton is in the pits and out of the race. Tubagus Farhan down in P12, trying to get close to Ryan Keith and Dika Rama. I keep going on, so my heart bleeds for Andika every time I see him. Back into the battle for P3, and Kalen Chin has retaken it. And again, the smile. It's a lovely smile from young Kalen Chin. And a little thumbs up there as well. He's in P3, but with DRS being implemented maybe on the next lap by Tadashi, he might have gone a little bit early.
Just a little bit early, but still, yeah, what's that, 3.5 minutes to go? How many more laps is that? 2 more laps after this one?
2 laps after this one, yes.
So Kalen, so that's going to be a battle we will need to follow on the last lap. But at the moment we ride on with race leader Alif Hamilton from Singapore in the yellow BMW, and he is 1.5 seconds, and more importantly, crucially, outside of DRS range ahead of Mohammed Nakib.
On lap 23, again the spectacular Aqua Minerale as they come up the hill thereafter. Hamilton, my word, he does live up to the nickname, doesn't he? He really, he puts the car in the right place, drives very quickly, knows exactly what he's trying to do. As they come down towards Rivazza, the gap is 1.6 seconds for Alif Hamilton. There will be another lap after this one, maybe 2, Alex. What are they lapping? 1:37. Yeah, there'll be 2 laps after this.
Yeah, 2 laps after this. So that's really impressive from Hamilton, because Nakib was really pushing very hard to try and close the gap a few laps ago. And you can see Hamilton, he was pushing, he wasn't hanging around, but he was keeping the car very much in line. Oh, as he watches battle for 3rd position, Ayman Hakim goes back past Kalen Chin. So into 3rd position. But just back to what I was saying about Alif. He was pushing, but he was keeping the car in line, wasn't using the excess road, whereas Nakib was all over the excess road. And that just showed he had a bit of pace in his hand. He was looking after the tyres, and that's what he's benefiting from now. Now, a few laps later, tyres are starting to slide around a bit more. He's got a bit more grip under him, and he's now able to extend the gap to Nakib. 2 seconds now.
It is, and Nakib needs to be a little bit careful because Tadashi is closing in. It's a long way down. Tadashi is 2.5 seconds down on Nakib. So, like there you see Nakib in the blue, Tadashi in the pink, Kalen Chin, and Jason Tay has got back on the tail end of that little battle. Don't count Jason Tay out as Kalen makes a mistake. Jason Tay moves into P4.
Oh, what happened? Oh no, he's had to slow down. I think he had a go slow down penalty. Yeah, slow down penalty in the top left hand corner. He must have had a track limits issue, so he had to slow down. That's cost him dearly. Don't give up though, mate. There's still a lap after this. You can still try and get back up to 4th position.
Oh wow, but Alif Hamilton comes into his final lap. His lead over Nakib is 1.5 seconds. Nakib will not benefit from DRS. Again, he's just kept him at arm's length, Alif Hamilton. Nakib has tried everything he possibly can, but barring a mistake, and Alif doesn't make mistakes, this is Alif Hamilton's 25 points.
Yeah, absolutely right. Really, really good drive by Alif Hamilton. You know, we've had such close races this edition where things are all settled on the last lap, the last corner even. This has been kind of a sedate race from that sense. We're not going to get the last corner sort of action, at least not from the front 3. But it's still been a masterclass of driving between Alif and Nakib. They've been going at it each other, trying to trade blows with superior lap times. But in the end, it was Alif, because he was able to hold just a little bit back, to be able to keep it a little bit cleaner, not have track limits issues, not use the tyres up so much, so that he has a faster car at the end of the race.
Comes up and over the brow of the hill. He's just got really the last possible moment where there might be an error is the little chicane. Alif Hamilton inevitably safely negotiates the Variante Alta, moves down onto the long straight through 13 and 14. He's got the 2 left-handers, Rivazza, to go through. I'm sure he'll negotiate it. And Alif Hamilton, a masterclass from the Singaporean. eRacing GP defending Global Edition champion, and he's going to go into the final round of the season with a lead. He's won here at Imola, a second and a half clear of Mohamed Nakib. Tadashi comes in P3, Jason Tay in 4, ahead of Kalen Chin, who just holds off Ayman Hazik. But Alif Hamilton, Alex Young, if we go on board, we'll get a little celebration, and it's only a little celebration. He knows there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, look at the relief in his face. So he knew he needed to win today. Look at that relief. I'm telling you what, he knows this was a big race today, because if Nakib had won, they would be virtually neck and neck going to the last round. As it is, he has a bit of a buffer, maybe 10, maybe 15 points going into the last round, which you need. You never know what's going to happen into the last round.
Alif Hamilton takes the victory. A manful display from Mohamed Nakib, but there was that moment about 3/4 of the race in when Alif just was able to accelerate away, break the DRS limit, and thereafter for the remaining 10 minutes or so, for the remaining 6 laps, he was able just to keep Nakib at arm's length. Tadashi ahead of Jason Tay, Kalen Chin, that late mistake costing him a position. Ayman Hazik completes a really good weekend for the Malaysian. He finished in P6. 15 finishers, Wei Xiong in 15th for Malaysia. So, Alex Young, as the confirmation of the results is there, and Alif Hamilton also picking up the fastest lap. How crucial that could be as well. 27 points on the day for Alif, 20 for Nakib, 16 for Tadashi, 13 for Jason Tay. Again, creditable performance from Jason Tay and Kalen Chin, but the top 2 are going to go into the final round, Alex, with barely points between them. Yeah, brilliant, Alif. Looked like you timed that one absolutely superbly. You and Nakib were just shadowing each other, and then 3/4 of the way in, you were able to just get that gap over a second between you. You never looked back.
Yeah, I mean, he had a slowdown penalty, so I think for going off the track a bit too much. So I think that's what gave me the 1 second, and I was just, from there on, it was just, a 10th just ping pong between both of us. And that was really, really fun.
Were you ever worried though? I mean, it looked like you had a little bit of pace in hand and you could use it when you needed to.
Yeah, I mean, I was faster in Sector 1, but he was very good in Sector 3. So it was really just both of us just trading times amongst each other. And yeah, I mean, I was worried, definitely. The gap almost came down to like 1.1. Yeah. And then after that, I just slightly managed to eke out the gap.
Yeah. In terms of the pitch strategy, you left it a bit later than we expected. All of you left it till after halfway. You were confident with your tyre wear?
I was confident with my tyre wear. I was driving pretty cautiously, or how do you say this? I wasn't pushing as hard on the first stint, so that I would have fresher tyres at the end. And Nakib was doing the same, I think. So I think that's what helped.
So, Nakib, you were really close. At one stage, you had the lead. You were in second place and in real contention after the pit stop. What happened 3/4 of the way through the race? What was the deciding moment?
There was literally just a single mistake. That's it. The quality was so high. Alif was driving amazingly. 0 mistakes. I should have kept on his back, but yeah, just one simple mistake costed me the chance of the win.
Without that mistake, I think it would have been a DRS fight to the end, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been until the last lap. But yeah, things like this happen. But no, not disregarding Alif though. He drove amazingly this time.
Okay, so we have Ayman Hakim now on with us on Discord. Ayman, how was that race for you?
Oh, it was very, very tense, especially battling with Kalen. For sure, I was trying to chase Nakib towards the end, but we were trying to do the swap around using the DRS, but in the end couldn't make it that much difference. So I had to settle for P3. But in hindsight, that's my first podium for the Global Edition Series in the final. So...
So going into round 6, the championship is finally poised. It's when you consider the dropped round, just 10 points separating Singapore's Alif Hamilton from Malaysia's Nakib Azlan. However, there are 76 points available if you have a perfect race weekend. So going into round 6, this championship is far from over. Alif Hamilton has the experience. He's the defending champion. Nakib has the hunger. Alex, couldn't ask for better.
No, it's so finely poised in bronze, silver, and gold. I can't wait for the gold final, though. It's going to be frantic to watch.
And then there were 2. This is eRacing GP Global Edition, round 6, the finale coming your way next week.